All right, guys, welcome back. So this is week 12 of our 12-part series, going over how to use Trimble Forensics Reveal with SketchUp to supercharge your diagrams and your modeling. So I'm your host, Chris Lutz, and as I said, this is week 12 of our 12-part series. Hopefully you all have had as much fun with this as I have. I've been really enjoying these. This has been a nice break to break up some of the routine. So I know last week we went over photo modeling, being able to, not necessarily photo modeling, but taking photographs of a crime scene. So it was a forced entry into a house, or burglary, where the owner of the home was assaulted, and showing where the scratch marks were from the wrecking bar that was used to pry the door open. So last week we covered how to put photographs into the model. Now this week, I know last week, this topic for this week was completely up in the air. I had no idea what this was going to be at the beginning of the series, so I want to leave the last one open for anything that we thought would be cool to cover throughout the series. You know, as the series went on, hey, that would be something kind of cool, and VR was one of those. So I know in last week's episode, I was going to do VR this week. However, I made a promise to you guys. So at the beginning of the series, one of the episodes was how to draw a diagram, a 2D diagram of a interior of a house, or how to draw a house and create a diagram or create a model using hand measurements. So we went in with a tape measure, or we went in with like a Bosch electronic tape measure or something like that. And we measured out all of our walls. I never covered that during the whole series. I never got to it. I never covered that. So in lieu of giving you the new shiny, I'm going to give you something practical this week. And it's something that we hear all the time. We hear, all I want is to be able to create a simple 2D diagram, or create a diagram from hand measurements. And I want to be able to do it easily and quickly. So I'm going to take this one a little bit further. We're not only going to do it easily and quickly, I think this is kind of fun. To me, this is kind of fun. So that is what we are going to do today. So I'm going to I'm making a couple adjustments here. Do not adjust your screen. You know what? I'm just going to remove that. Now, normally when you guys see me when we go to SketchUp, you'll see me down in the bottom right, but I made a small change here, just so that things are just a little bit easier. Okay. Here's what we're going to do. We're going to go to SketchUp, and we are going to take a hand-drawn, hand measurements, rough field sketch. We're going to transform it into a professional-looking 3D model. So let's get to it here. So we'll transition over. And again, normally you see me down about here in your screen, down on the bottom right. But today we're going to be doing quite a bit in the measurements area. And when I'm inputting measurements or lengths, that's typically right behind me when I'm sitting there. So I want to make sure that this week you can see that, because that's going to be critical in what we're going to be doing. Okay, here's our house. You should see it. Yeah, down there in the bottom right. I apologize. It's going to cover up a little bit of it. Let me move that over. There we go. Okay, so we have a master bedroom top left. That's 14 foot 1 inch by 12 foot. There's a left-hand in-swing door. Kind of a closet. It's 6'2" across there. Then we have another door that opens up into a second bedroom. This is 10'10" by 14'4". And this is kind of a hallway area. We have another bedroom here that's 10'6" by 14'3". And then we have the living room, dining room, kitchen area. It was kind of an open concept floor plan. And it was 24'2" on the long end, 32'3" on this end. And then we had a big long garage. So it's 32 feet 9 inches deep by 19 feet 4 inches wide. And here is our main door coming in. So that's our basic floor plan. Rather simple, but not too unlike what you're going to find in a residential structure. Now, this is just a regular old stick-built house. So our walls are going to be, you have a, well, this will just be easier to explain. So for the wall thickness, what we will have, say for our 2x4s, that is 1.5, 3.5, enter, and that's 1.5 by 3.5. So that's our stud, or that is our, I'll just push-pull that up. Just talk a little bit about wall structure. So I'll make that a group. And next thing we have is some drywall that will be over the top of it. I'll just make that here, and then I will just push-pull that. So typical drywall is going to be 1/2 inch thick on both sides. Make that a group, and I will just copy that over. There we go. So this is going to be your typical interior framed wall construction. Now in garages, you'll either have 2 of these or you'll have a 5/8 thick drywall. But our wall thickness here is if we have a 2x4 with 1/2 inch drywall on both sides, you're going to end up with a wall thickness of 4.5 inches. Now, again, this is assuming we're using standard drywall, standard studs, that kind of thing. If you're working on a trailer house or anything like that, your mileage may vary, but that's what we're going to be working with. Okay, I'm going to go to my camera, and I'm going to go to standard views top. And I'm looking at this from the top, and I'm also going to do a parallel projection, so I'm looking at this from the top. Okay, I kind of want a plane to draw on here, so I'm just going to start at my origin. And I'm just going to make this go out, and that's kind of my drawing plane. I like to do this just because it eliminates me possibly going underneath it, having any z-axis errors. So this is like my floor, my foundation, I guess you could say. And from here, I have to decide which corner I want to start in. Now, I'm looking at my little, diagram here. I'm going to start in the top left, because that bedroom is 14.1 by 12. So that's what I'm going to do. Is I'm going to start by just drawing a square, or a rectangle, I guess. Now, you'll notice down here in the bottom right, it tells me what my dimensions are. So right now I'm 58 foot, 1 1/4 inch on the long, 13 feet, 11/16 on the other one. So this one needs to be 12 foot, 14 foot, 1 inch, enter. And that now drew a rectangle that was 12 feet wide by 14 foot, 1 inch long. Now we have 2 options here. One is that I can take this wall and I can create a copy of it and move it over. Take this one, make a copy of it and move it over. I don't like to do that as much for these 4.5 inch thick walls. So what I'm going to do here is I'm going to use this tool called offset. I'm going to, sorry about that. So I'm going to offset this 4.5 inches, enter. And now I have, let me close this off there. There we go. Same thing here, just need to close it off. Delete that out, and we are set. So I needed to move my plane over. That might help just a little bit. Okay, so here is our master bedroom. We can use our dimension tool here to put that in if we want. There we go. So it's 12 foot by 14 foot 1 with a 4.5 inch thick wall. And I'm just gonna kind of rinse and repeat that here. So on the next one, this wall continues straight down, and the next one is 6 feet 2 inches. So I'm just going to draw I'm just going to draw this down, and I'm going to say 6 feet 2 inches. Enter. And that then drew a wall that was 6 feet 2 inches. Now, what I didn't do is measure the depth here. So I'm just going to leave that alone. Now, my next one, well, let's see here. I need to go, I'm just going to draw this over as a placeholder. I mean, this was a closet, so we'll just go 5 foot over just as a placeholder and then back up. There we go. I'll go 4.5 inches, enter. I just violated my own rule. 4.5, enter, and I'll do the same thing here. Just 4.5 and up. And then I will clean this up just a touch. There we go. So we're all nice and clean. Now the next one, we go down 10 foot 10 inches. I might do a rectangle for this one. So this one's going to be 14 feet 4 inches, comma, 10 foot 10 inches. Enter. And there we go. Now we've got that bedroom drawn in. Ain't that neat? Okay. So now I need to... I don't really want to offset it, because if I offset this, it's going to monkey this up. So I think what I'm going to do... You know what? That wasn't supposed to go there. Because that's the inside. Yeah. All right. So let's do this. I know this front wall continues over. So I'm going to move this over 4.5 inches. Enter. Bring this down. I guess I could have just drawn a rectangle in. Okay, our next one is... We are 10 foot 6 inches, or it could have gone 10.5 foot since it's 6 inches, but 10 foot 6, comma, 14 foot 3 inches, enter. There we go. Yeah, we are set there. I'll just continue that up to here. We'll go 4.5. This is something I love about SketchUp, is it will continue my points out. So if I go to here and then continues it out, it defaults to 4.5 inches. I absolutely love that about this program. Just remembers what I want. Absolutely love it. Okay. Now there is a wall here, so I know this is here. So I'm going to inference this right here. And I don't know if you guys can see that, but when I put my mouse here and I slide over, I can then start on that edge and draw in that wall. Again, cleaning my walls up as I go. Yeah. So this is something I'm going to do here. I'm going to weld these edges, and you guys will see why I do this here in a minute. I'm sure there's going to be some that I forget, but it is what it is. Okay, I don't know where the front is going to be. All right, so the width here is 25 feet 7 inches, comma 4.5, 4.5 inches, enter. There we go. So we've got our front wall now in. And something else you could do too is you could do this in 3D, so extrude up and then extrude walls. But if we're working from top down, this works for me. I forgot to draw this one in. So we're 32 feet 2.5 inches. 4.5. There we go, got that drawn in. And this axis is kind of messing me up, so I'm going to go turn that off. There we go. Yeah, I've got a couple little stragglers hiding in here. I like it. 9. There we go. So we got the outside wall drawn here. I like it. Okay, we'll come back and we'll put in doors and things like that here in just a little bit. But for the most part, we've got our master bedroom, our guest bedroom 1 and guest bedroom 2 in. Let's get started on our main foyer area. So we'll get started here. We'll start from this point. So I don't want it to be the outside wall. I want it to be the inside. What I'm going to do is I'm going to bring that over. That's 17 foot. You know what? I don't like that. So I'm just going to draw this one in by stick. So this one goes over 32 feet 3 inches. Enter. I'll just bring that up and over so that that's all. Now, I know some of the guys with SketchUp, they like doing the outside walls and the inside walls. Yeah, you can. For this, since our main purpose is just a simple diagram, I'm just going to start simple, especially since I don't know all of the outside dimensions and inside dimensions. All I know are the ones that I have here. So next one here is 24 foot 2 inches. So we go 4.5 comma 24 foot 2 inches. Enter. Looking good. Next, I'll move this one. I'll just hit the M key. And I'll just, Control Z. No, don't do it. I guess I could have created a copy there. Oh well, all done. Okay, so that's our main foyer, living area, dining room, all of that good jazz. So we will then slide this on over. So this will be our front 5 inches. Enter. Slide that over. Oh, yeah. Okay, next, last one we have is the garage. Now, for this, this wall is going to be a firewall. So for that firewall, we need to add 1/8 of an inch because they probably used 5/8 drywall here. So I'm just going to hit the M key, M as in Mary, and I'm going to say 0.125 or 1/8 inches, and that'll move in 1/8 of an inch. Up to you. If you want to use decimal, hey, you can do it. If you want to use, if you want to use the fraction 1/8, you can do that too. All right, let's knock out our garage here. I'm going to slide over, and this is going to be, so 32 foot 9 inches, comma 19 foot 4 inches, enter. And then I will extend that out. Five inches, enter. What I should have done a offset here. No worries. Nope. Instead of doing that in 2 pieces, I'm going to take this all the way across. There we go. I like that. All right. So I'm going to do one of these here. So one of the things I'm putting in here is a text, and there's a few ways you can do this. You can just slam it on. I like to offset this, and the cool thing is that whatever is here. So this is a rectangle, and it does have an area to it. It'll default put that in there for you. I think that's kind of cool. Where'd we go? I'm not doing something right. Yeah, I think I'm doing this on a flat plane. I'm not supposed to. Okay, we'll deal with that here in a little bit. You know what? I just do this. I'm going to place some 3D text here. Extra inch place. I'll just put that in here just as a placeholder. Because, well, why not? And I'll just copy that over. Guest bedroom, guest bedroom. Looks good. Now, I must have forgotten to... Maybe this was a bathroom. I can't remember what that was. I think that might have been a bathroom. Okay. So, we now have our basic 2D diagram-ish right in here. Now, if we wanted to dimension this all out, we certainly could. I don't think I will. So I'm going to select all of that. Now, what I want to do is basically select the walls all in one piece. So since I went through and I cleaned up, when I'm clicking in here, that's going to select all of my walls. And I'm going to right-click, select... let's see here, bounding edges. And that is going to select all of my edges and my face. And I'm going to right click, make that a group. My walls are now a group. Fancy. All right. let's get in here and let's make this a 3D diagram. So I'm going to double click to get in here. I'm going to hit P to push pull. We're just going to go up with it. And I'm going to go up 8 foot, enter. And I now have my 8 foot walls. Okay, let's go get some fun stuff here. Let's go get some doors. Interior. Love interior door. No, live interior door. Okay, now SketchUp has something called live components, and I absolutely love these. And these are from SketchUp Labs. So the residential interior door, excuse me, this has everything just about pre-done for you. I absolutely love this. So I'm going to come in here and I'm just going to drop this right on the face. There we go. And with these doors, you can right click and configure the live component. Now, the way that these work is that they are a component that then we can make changes to in this text box. Absolutely love it. Absolutely love it. So if I want my door width, if this is a 32-inch door, and I can give it an 82-inch height, I can choose to turn the frame on and off. In the frame settings, I can choose my frame depth, so I will make that 4.5 inches. Thickness, yeah, it's about right. The muntin is the muntin. That's that vertical line in there. Top and cross rail width. That's not going to change anything. Hinge settings. So this allows me to change whether this is a right hand or a left hand in swing door. And then I can also set the open and close angle for this door. Mint. I can also change the color. So if this is kind of a white door, a lot of doors these days are white in color. Looks good. And we can also set our handle height here as well. I think this is just so cool, being able to bring these in. All right, the door type. We can choose a glass interior door, or we can just make it solid. And I'll turn down the number of grooves to 0, and we now have a very plain Jane interior door. Now, there's a couple things I want to do with this. So I'm going to take this interior door, and I'm going to add something to it. So I'm going to take a... What do I want to do? Do I want to do pi? Yeah, I think I'll do pi. Oh. Control Z that. I'm not going from the front edge. I want to go from the back edge. I'll show you guys what I'm doing here in a moment. What I'm going to do here is I'm going to select all of those, and I'm going to make it a group. Oops, and what I forgot to do as well, I forgot to do my floors. So anything I'm doing here, I could possibly screw up my floors. So let me grab all of those floors. I'm going to hide that just so I can grab all of these. I'm going to select all of them, and I'm going to put those into a group so I can't accidentally monkey with them. Select all connected just delete. Oh, what a shame. Okay, close that out. Because I was down inside of a group, and I shouldn't have done that. Okay, I want to pie this thing again. I'll show you guys why I'm doing this here in a minute. I'm going to pie this thing out. I'm going to select all connected, and I'm going to make that a group. Before I do, I want to delete that. There we go. And you know what? I'm just going to hide this for a moment. What I'm doing here is I am creating my 2D symbol. This is going to be a top-down symbol I'm going to put in here. And I'll just do that. I'll delete that one out. I'll delete that. And then for this, I'm going to make this a solid color. I don't want all the way black, but close that group. Beautiful. Now I'm going to go to view. I'm going to do this a little bit more. So before I get in here, I'll give that 50 thousandths of an inch. So it'll be down. Okay, that's what I wanted. So now what I'm going to do is I'm going to select this. What I haven't done before is I haven't gone into tags. Now in my default tray here, get back into my tags. All right, I want to create a tag and I want to call it 2D doors. And I want to assign this thing a tag of 2D doors. So now when I'm looking at this from top down, I can turn my 2D doors on and off. Cool, huh? Now let's turn on my... There's my other door here. So I'll right click and I will unhide that. And I will group that. There we go. So now, any right-hand doors, 30-inch doors I make, they now have that objects. There we go. So now this door, wherever I move it, Control Z, don't do it. How did you get grouped? Oh, I know how we did it. Let me explode that. Like that. There we go. So I accidentally selected my ground plane when I grouped my door. All right, let's move my door here. Actually, before I start screwing around with that, I'll just put this right there. There we go. Okay, so now it's time to place our doors. Now what I didn't do is measure, oh, the door is 6 inches over from here. The door is 8 inches from there. We didn't do that. So there we go, except for... Nope, that door is going to be a different swing. So let's move that. There we go. And I want to rotate that 90 degrees. Grab that point. I want to rotate that 180 degrees, don't I? All of these things left hand in swing. Oh, that one isn't. Good grief, all of them are left hand in swing. Killing me here. Except this one. This one's the center fed room. There we go. So that one opens right. So let me take this and I will Control C, Control V to paste it. I'll go into the group here and I'll take this and I will make this one unique and I will configure the live component. And this one, we are going to hinge it on the right-hand side. Looks good. Then I will take this and I am going to scale this. There we go. I'm going to scale this -1, enter. And now I've got a left hand in swing door. Let's get started with this. Oh, wrong way. Gotta keep going. There we go. I'll just move that. We'll start cutting some holes for doors here in a minute. All right, so that's the master bedroom. I don't think they mapped this out right. I don't know why you would have a door that went that way. I think that was a left-hand in swing. I think we have a documentation error. I'll slide that over there. Rotate it and move it. And I gotta get this door on the surface itself. There we go. And we're just gonna kind of guess here. Because again, we didn't measure out where these doors were. We just documented that there was a door. For this one, I'm gonna hit M, Control. That's gonna slide me out a door. Rotate this around 180 degrees. Hit M. That's my endpoint, and I'll put it on the wall. Right about there. Looking good, looking good. Next we'll take this one, M, Control. I'll just slide her on out. Rotate it 180 degrees. M again. There we go. Oh, no, don't do that. Edit group. There we go. Close group. All right, looking good. All right, you see this line right here? And remember earlier when I was talking about welding the edges? Well, here's what happened is when I was drawing this, I have a line here and then another line that starts there. If I would have welded those edges, the one solid edge, I wouldn't have had that annoying little line in there, which isn't a problem if you just turn off the darn what am I trying to say? Turn off the darn edges when we move them, but is what it is. All right, this one is going to be just a little bit different. So I'm going to go into this group. I'm going to say this one is unique. I'm going to configure the live component. And this one is a 36-inch door. And when we redrew that, had this other geometry in here. Oh, Control-Z, don't do that. There we go. So I'm just going to delete that for the time being. Why is that doing that? Well, let's just get a new copy. And I'll just make her a solid. It's a 82-inch. There is a frame. There's no grooves. Actually, this one will have some grooves. So instead of being solid, this one's going to be panel. This is going to be our main entry door here. Why are things getting wonky on me tonight? All right. Go do this again. You know what? It would be better. I'm just going to do a live exterior door as well. Why not? Just a live door. There you go. External single swing door. Yeah, let's do that. Oh, I like the look of that. Just a little bit better. All right. Height, we are 82 inches. Our width is going to be 36. Open that up. Instead of being glass door, this is just going to be a plain old door. Panel finish painted. Our panel color, kind of a gray color, as memory serves me right. There we go. Our handle is a nice round knob. This allows me to flip the door either left hand or right hand in swing. If we wanted side lights, we could, but on this house we did not have that. Looking good. So now let's do the same thing here. We're going to give ourselves a 2D swing here, so I'll give it a pi as well. So select all connected, and I will tag this with 2D doors. There we go. Next, I will move that around. Yep, Control-Z, you need to make that a group. Select all connected. Make that a group, and take this one, make that a group. There we go. Now I can move that over. We have our main home entryway. Okay, let's start cutting some holes for some doors. So I'll double click and I will take that. Yep, Control Z, don't do that. Here we go. So I'm going to take on the face. Next, I'll select it. Hit P to push pull, and I will just push pull through to the other side. And now I've got a hole. Same thing here. I'll just take this. Shift to make sure I'm doing it on the plane. Select it. Push pull. Over to the other side. All right, I'm going to do these in bulk just because I don't really want to keep switching tools all the time. So you'll find that if you do things in bulk, it saves you time versus going back and having to change tools constantly. Think of it like the assembly line approach. All right, we've got it in. We are set. All right, I'm going to delete these just so I know they are out. Okay, so now from a top-down diagram or a 2D diagram, if I go to camera, parallel projection, there we go. And I could put my thing in, but I'm running out of time here. I can now turn on my 2D doors, and that allows me to then see my doors in 2D. Whereas if I'm in 3D, they look kind of silly. So I want to turn those off. So here I've got it in perspective, and I will just make a scene here. Yeah, I'll save this as a new style. So here I've got kind of an overview, and then I will go to a top-down position, camera, parallel projection, 2D doors. I'll then create a scene, and that'll be my top-down. Guess I should make sure that I'm doing my scenes. Yeah, I'm doing that right. So now my top, I can switch over to a scene number 1, and I don't have any of those visible. A scene number 2, and we have that visible. Kind of cool. Okay, I am going to, let's just file, save this as, and I want to get this over into Reveal to show you guys how to get that there. Let's call this handmeasurements.skp. Looking good. All right, let's go to Reveal. So, oh, you know what I forgot to do? I forgot to delete this big thing. So, delete. I'll just recenter my axis up. There we go. Okay, I'm not 100% positive I picked that, so there we go. Okay, now let's save it. File, save. Forgot to put my other one down here. Okay, we got her saved. Now, if you were to draw a roof and that kind of thing in here, what we could end up doing is doing a section plane. So if I wanted to slice this thing this way so that I'm not seeing the doors and that kind of thing, I can go to then a top-down view. And I can then maybe see these doors just a little bit better. I think I'll pass, though. We'll deal with section planes another time. All right, let's get to Reveal. Running out of time. Got to go to Reveal. Let's go to Reveal in my bottom right. Looks good. Hey, I'm back on camera. All right, draw models. Let's go to our objects. This is going to be from SketchUp, the file on disk. Hit next. We're going to go to browse. And I'm going to go to my desktop here right quick. And there we go. There's my SketchUp hand measurements model. Hit open. And it'll ask me which side is the front. Oh, I left my scale person in here. All right. It is what it is. So 5.5 will be my front. Which one will be my top? I believe side 3 is going to be my top. Hit next. Going to maintain my aspect. Yeah, she kept her in there. I should have taken that out. All right. Let's go into our custom library. There we go. There's my hand measurements. I'll just place that down. And there we go. So we now have our hand-drawn model in Reveal, all ready to go. Pretty, pretty, pretty. I like it. All right. Let's get back over here. Okay, so I promised that I would do it, and I delivered. So if there is enough interest in this series, we may keep it going. I can't guarantee it, but we might keep it going. We may revisit going into VR, or we may do some other fun things. But yeah. Anyway, I wanted to hold up my promise that I would cover just taking hand measurements. We used a disto, we used a Bosch electronic tape measure, we used whatever, used a regular tape measure, took a bunch of hand measurements, and can we create a floor plan from that? And we most definitely can. And I do enjoy doing it at SketchUp. I think it's kind of a stress reliever for me to be able to do that in SketchUp, because just the way that things are modeled, it just works really slick. Now, what I would normally do, if I was doing a lot of this over and over and over, I would save my doors. And for those doors, I would save them as my own model, in my own model library, if you will. And you can do that in SketchUp. You can have your own model library. So take these doors and create these doors with the 2D swing the way that you want them, so that way you can just go grab them from your own model library if you want to. Okay, with that, thank you all very much. And I did make time today, believe it or not. If you have any questions, comments, complaints, concerns, please put them in the comments. Aside from that, yeah, everybody have a good rest of your day, and I will catch you guys later. See ya.